What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So currently the biggest threat that we face, it's not coming from another country. It's actually coming from lawmakers in Washington, D.C. This whole discussion about the debt ceiling and all the stuff that's going on right now doesn't need to be happening, but lawmakers made the decision to make this a crisis. And so why should we be concerned? That's one thing that I want to talk about today. I also want to take a look at COLA. We need to start talking about COLA. The projections are out right now, and I want to show you exactly how much you could anticipate seeing next year in 2024. So we're going to focus on that as well. But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification and clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. Okay, so if you are retired right now, if you're receiving Social Security, SSI, SSDI, if you are a veteran, also if you're working right now and you have a 401k, you should be concerned about what lawmakers are doing in Washington, D.C. right now. Because right now we have this big debate going on when it comes to the debt ceiling, when it comes to the budget. You have some politicians that want to tie those two together, and if they can't tie the two together, they're not going to raise the debt ceiling. And if we don't raise the debt ceiling, we'll default on our payments, which would mean an economic disaster for the American people. And this is what we're looking at right now. And this is all manufactured. This is all manufactured by lawmakers. This is something that has been done time and time again when it comes to raising the debt ceiling, but now they want to have this big argument and tie the budget to it. So I want to take a look first at this little clip, and then we're going to come back. Here we go.
Joining us now, Financial Services Committee member, Congressman Richie Torres of New York. It's always great to have you on, Congressman. Good to see you again this morning.
Thank you for having me.
You would know, and I think you could probably sniff it out. Is there a deal in the air to be had? We heard that this delay is not for any reason other than that the staff might be of the opposing viewpoints, and maybe making some progress, and maybe there is some fertile ground for something that we can do. Or do you think we're still going to default at this point? Is that your forecast?
Well, America's debt problem will become a debt crisis if we breach the debt limit. I mean, if we breach the debt limit, it's going to raise U.S. borrowing costs, which will cause us to become more indebted, not less. It would compound the very debt problem that Republicans are pretending to solve. And I find it alarming that I have colleagues in Congress who are prepared to breach the debt limit. I mean, anyone who's willing to breach the debt limit cares as much about fiscal responsibility as an arsonist cares about fire safety. So as far as I'm concerned, the hypocrisy of debt limit brinksmanship in the name of fiscal responsibility is so glaringly obvious that it should not be taken seriously.
Okay, so that was Representative Torres. Now you saw that what he was talking about there when it comes to our debt would get even worse if we go into a default. So the fact that you're saying that we're in debt right now, 31 trillion, 32 trillion, whatever it is right now, that would be compounded if we go into a default. And so that we should be doing the opposite of what politicians are doing right now. We should be raising that debt ceiling as soon as possible. We can address the budget, but by raising the debt ceiling, that means we're not going to go into even deeper debt, because it's just like this. Let's say you have a credit card and you don't pay that credit card. Well, it gets worse. So if you have a balance on your credit card, this is the money that you owe, you don't pay it, now you're going to get penalties, they're going to charge you even more in interest, your credit rating could be affected. So that will all get worse if you don't make the payment as opposed to making the payment. And so right now, what we're saying, what the lawmakers are saying is we're just not going to make the payments if you don't meet these demands, when the reality is if you don't make the payments, it's going to be even worse. It might be twice. We might be looking at $50 trillion instead of $32 trillion, because we're going to have to pay all that interest back and penalties and all of that. So just something to think about when you hear these lawmakers trying to go back and forth as far as the debt ceiling. Another thing that you heard, that first question that was asked of him is, do you think there's progress is being made? He didn't even address that question because obviously progress right now is not being made. And so something needs to happen. These politicians need to get this together, because they're going to make our debt even worse if they don't handle this whole debt ceiling talk. Okay, I want to take a look now at, I posted a video a couple of days ago, and I want to take a look at a calculator. I want to show you guys. So first off, we're going to go with the average. So what is the average that a person is receiving on Social Security? And I already pulled it up. This is Social Security Administration has given us this information. and it's $1,827. That is the average, okay? So you might be getting more, you might be getting less, but we're going to take that average, and we have new projections now. So the new projection is, when it comes to COLA for 2024, the new projection is 3.1%, okay? So we're going to take that 3.1%, and we're going to see what that looks like when it comes to $1,827. And so that gives us $56. Not much, $56. We can round that up to 57. So if we go ahead and round that up, so let's round that up to 57. And so we'll add the 1,827. And then there's the new total there, $1,884. So if you're receiving around this amount, the average, you're going to be looking at about $57 for 2024. And so the main reason that I wanted to show you that is when it comes to COLA for 2024, it's not going to be much. It could be even less than that. And this, I think this estimate, 3.1%, I think that's at the top end. I think we're looking at a situation where it could be even lower than that. And what we're looking at right now is the CPI scores. That's why every month I let you guys know what the CPI score is, because that's when you can start kind of preparing what we'll see in July, August, and September. Those are the 3 months that calculate COLA, and we need to look at the CPIW. And the CPIW for last month was 4.6%, and it's continuing to go down every month. So by the time we get to July, August, and September, it could be around that 3%. And so if it does continue to decrease and we're around that 3%, then this is what you can anticipate, around $57 increase for COLA for 2024. If you guys have any questions, let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.